to our next question, which is from Judith McDonald from Geodivers Scuba Warehouse. And her question is, how do you sell value over price in a coupon-driven market? Please welcome Judith.
Hi.
Hi Judith, thanks so much for being here tonight. It's great to have you here. Can you please just tell everyone a little bit about your company and what the thinking was behind the question that you're asking tonight?
So we teach people scuba diving. We take them on diving adventures. A lot of my clients have something on their bucket list that they want to achieve, whether it's swimming with whales in Tonga or diving with sharks or just getting over a fear or phobia. We equip them, we train them, and then we make sure that we deliver their adventure for them.
And that they don't die.
And they don't die. We've got one of the best safety records in the world over 25 years.
Very, very good. That's an important point, I think. Excellent. And so the question you're asking around, I guess, competing with other companies that are doing most of their student recruitment through coupons, you want to say, how do you differentiate yourself in that market?
That's correct. As I said, like scuba diving is on nearly everybody's bucket list. And because of that, if you were, looking through Scoopon or Coupons are us, and you saw amongst your coffees and cheap dry cleaning, a scuba course, then you say, $200 or $150, I'll do my scuba course because it's on your bucket list.
Yep.
However, when you train someone to scuba dive, there's no way you can cut the cost to deliver value or to deliver the training. So we end up with, hundreds of people who have licenses but can't scuba dive and have no concept of scuba safety.
Right.
So there's a big impact in the industry. If people walk into my business and we haven't licensed them and they have a obscure certification, not a recognised international one or a less recognised one, it's very difficult to know what their level of experience is and what dives they can do safely.
Okay. Yeah. So do you actually do any of the coupon advertising yourself, or have you tried it?
We have done coupon advertising, but only in the try a dive arena.
Right.
So we do literally hundreds of try a dives every weekend, but through companies such as Adrenaline, the adventure company,
Red Balloon and that sort of thing?
those sort of companies, we deliver scuba diving and snorkeling experiences on their behalf.
Right.
So it's not that we're not accustomed to coupons, but with coupons, we can't cut what we do. Like you can either get, poorly serviced scuba equipment, which is not great, or you can cut the rates of the scuba instructor, which is not great, or you can cut the time of training down, which also is,
it doesn't get the job done.
Well, in my opinion, it's just not safe. So.
Okay, fair enough. And is there anything particularly unique about your business compared to your competitors? Something you've got that they don't?
Well, we've been we're one of the longest running companies under the same ownership in Australia. And we have one of the best safety records. And we've won the most awards of any dive centre. We've had 25 awards, 7 international ones over the 25 years.
Okay. What about, maybe the locations that you go to? Is there something that you've got access to that others don't have access to? Or
That's a difficult one because we sort of dive between Newcastle and Wollongong every weekend, depending on the weather and the seas. So I'd like to think we make better choices than other companies, and we certainly have better risk assessments. Yeah. But it's until people dive with us, they don't actually see the value of it.
Right.
And people who have never trained in scuba have got no concept of what a scuba course should look like or, be. Yep. But I had a young girl walk in my shop the other day and she just went in the door and goes, this is the first time I've been on a real dive shop. I'm going, and then she told us about her adventures on a scuba course, which were pretty horrific. And I'm going, and you're still coming into a dive shop? So, it's very disruptive for our industry, the coupons.
So you also rent and sell equipment, is that right?
We do indeed. But Australia is the only country in the world that sells scuba diving on coupons.
Right.
No other country in the world, anywhere, will sell scuba diving on coupons.
Right. So you rent and sell equipment as well. What proportion of the split of your revenue is teaching versus rental versus sales?
Sales will be the highest proportion.
Right, okay.
Because we also do a lot of snorkeling gear and sun protection and travel accessories and sell scuba, and we sell all the major brands.
Is there a strong relationship between the students and the product sales as well, or is that totally unrelated?
Well, I've always sold a lot of product to people, the other people's students. So we may not train them, but we certainly have always sold them their scuba gear. The problem is the people who are completing scuba courses now don't actually want to be scuba divers after their experience. Right. We're finding that it takes 12 months after they finish their training and an overseas holiday to Vanuatu or Fiji where they go, oh, I've got a scuba licence, I might just go for a scuba dive. They do a scuba dive with a good facility in Fiji or Vanuatu because they're tourist orientated, and they have a great time. They come back to Australia and go, oh, I might continue with the scuba diving. I actually do like it. But it's 12 months or 24 months after the fact of doing their initial training, they've come back into the sport.
Okay, excellent. All right, so we want to try and tackle exactly how we compete against companies who are predominantly doing their marketing via the coupon marketing route. What sort of ideas can we come up with there, Sheila?
So the way I look at the question, there's three things that we can look at. So there's differentiation of your offer. So we need to cut through the clutter and actually differentiate how your offer is different to everything else that's out there. And you touched on some really good things about the safety, about the awards that you've won and all those kind of things. And I'm actually speaking from experience. I'm one of those guilty people that wanted to get over a fear of being underwater and a fear of fish, decided scuba diving would be a good idea.
How'd that go for you?
We'll talk about that later. The other thing to look at is generating inbound leads. So it's about looking at how we generate as many leads as possible that are interested in your differentiated offer, that they're coming to you. You want to become the hunted, not the hunter. You want to actually have people calling you because they've heard all about you. And then the other thing is really building really a community around that. You must go to some fantastic places. You have heard the buzzword content is king. You have your hands on a tap of beautiful content, I'm sure, with underwater photos and that kind of thing. So there's building a community. And then the other thing is loyalty, building loyalty in those customers that come to you. So there's several ways to look at the question. And I know we haven't got long.
Can we tick off loyalty? Because
yeah.
We've got lots of raving fans that do referrals to us, so we're really covered in that.
So, yeah. Okay. So what percentage of your fans are loyal?
So we've got about 10,000 on our database, and about 4,000 are active in referring us.
That's 4,000 people that are a pot of gold for you.
Yes,
so we
definitely.
need to get those 4,000 people talking about you, sharing their experiences on social media, getting photos out there and referring a friend, referring a family member. There's so many ways that you can capture that.
Can I just say, of my top 200 customers, top spending 200 customers, guess how many do Facebook? 4.
Right.
Their PAs may do it, their wife, their kids may do it. But, in one context, I hear what you're saying, but in the other context, a lot of my market are very, very wealthy baby boomers. Yeah. They've made their money, they're spending the kids' inheritance now, and they spend it with Judith, so, so no,
yeah.
in that area, I don't have a problem. My problem is,
there are other channels.
if I look around this group here, then I don't see many baby boomers.
Right.
So, and the younger people go straight to coupons. So it's getting in front of the coupon generation.
It's around, there are ways of using coupons that you can be a little bit clever. So for example, you don't want to wait until someone happens to buy 5 meals for the price of 1 and wants to do scuba diving at the same time. That's not your kind of audience.
No.
But there's ways of doing coupons whereby you can actually, through Google advertising, drive people to a landing page where they are actually captured. So rather than looking for the, we want it cheap and we want it once crowd, you're actually driving people who are searching for something. So I want to go scuba diving because it's my 80th birthday. I want to do X, Y, Z. So they're the people that you can capture while they're in the moment searching for what you're looking for. And also generating a real interest around what you do and making sure that you write a blog or you send a newsletter out. They may not all be on Facebook, but people read emails.
They do, yes. Yeah.
So there's content. Look at these great photos from our tour of Vanuatu or what we saw at Wollongong at the weekend. So there's ways of doing that as well.
Great.
Excellent. All right.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, very much so.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Please thank Judith.
Thank you.